In this video, we'll show off a proof of concept for an augmented block puzzle. You may remember this toy from when you were younger. This is a traditional block puzzle for kids. Included in the box are 6 cubes. On each side of a cube, a part of an image has been printed. Using these cubes, you can recreate one of 6 different images. It's a cool invention, but it can get boring pretty quickly. That's why we created the augmented reality block puzzle. Our game is different from the original version in 4 ways. First of all, we didn't want to create a game where you simply have to reassemble an image. We came up with the concept of building a house that complies with certain rules, but more on that later. Thanks to augmented reality technology, we can create new puzzles on the fly. The rooms you see on the right aren't actually printed on the cube. They're generated by a computer and shown on top of the original images. Another advantage of augmented reality is that we can provide feedback about the user's progress. A green room border signals that a room complies with all building rules. A red border, on the other hand, indicates a problem. Lastly, the user can adjust the puzzle's difficulty. They can play the game with anywhere between 2 to 8 cubes. They will then need to build a valid house using all of them. Our game logic makes sure that there's always at least one valid solution. As mentioned earlier, the user has to construct a valid house. But what exactly is a valid house? Here are the 3 basic rules. Rule number 1. Every door must lead to another room. This house consists of one room with a door going nowhere, so this construction is incorrect. Even after adding a second empty room to the right, the house is still invalid. Sure, there's a room to the right, but the door doesn't work unless the second room also has a door to the left. After adding the door, our house complies with rule number 1 and is valid. We have a similar rule for ladders. They kind of work like doors, except vertically. This house has a ladder that's going nowhere, so despite the valid door placement, our house is still invalid because of rule number 2. We can fix this problem by adding a room on top with a ladder going down. We also have ladders that go up and down. They don't need their own rule because the same principle still applies to them. Our final rule involves gravity. A house can't have any floating rooms. The door rule and the ladder rule are both observed in this house. However, that red room over there is floating above the ground and we cannot have that, so this house is invalid. If we want to comply with the gravity rule and make the house valid, we just have to add a room underneath that red room and we're fine. Alright, now that we've got the rules covered, we want to show you a demo of the game. To keep this video short, we'll be playing with 3 cubes. And finished! Our cubes are used up and all the borders are green, so this is a valid solution to the puzzle. This concludes our demonstration of the augmented block puzzle. Thanks for watching.